The Nigerian political space is fast becoming highly interesting over the couple of days since the year started. As envisaged, many more recommendations are coming in for the leading candidate according to several polls that have already been conducted by some private agencies, Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party. This is coming some days after a past president of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, gave his own endorsement to the same candidate. In this video, we bring you the recordings of another endorsement received by Mr. Peter Obi from Chief Edwin Clark, the foremost leader of the Niger Delta region of the country. The opposition parties, APC and PDP, have since been saying that these endorsements mean nothing. But how true is that really? Is this endorsement and many more to come going to add to the credibility of the candidacy of the flag bearer of the Labour Party? Well, election events in February will ultimately determine that. For now, we bring you the video of the endorsement of Peter Obi by Chief Edwin Clark and his advice to Nigerians thereafter. Don't forget to like the video, share it and subscribe to our channel for more political gist. Enjoy.
Our elders who are here with us, both of the Jaw tribe and the Robo tribe, some time ago, I stated that this very general election, presidential election coming, will make a lot of people go outside to look for a serious-minded presidential candidate. The youth in particular will go out to look for their candidate, for candidates of their choice. Because in everything in this country, the sufferers have been our youth. They are the most uneducated. Today, the poorest man in the world is in Nigeria. Yesterday it was India. We can't continue. We have a nation of 200 million people, the largest black country in the world. But things are not moving on well with us. And we're not the cause. So I thought today, we have about 3, 4, 5, 18 candidates moving around. As I introduced to you earlier, I am the leader of the Southern and Middle Belt Elders Forum, which is made up of Afe Babalola of Southwest, South-South, that is Pan Niger Delta, Ohanese, that's the Igbo stock, the Igbo speaking Nigerians, Middle Belt, that is the buffer between the South and the North. All the states occupying that area, the middle of Nigeria, are called Middle Belt. They are with us. They believe that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and that's what we believe in. So whatever we are doing today, we are always together. We're talking about Plateau, we're talking about Benue, we're talking about Kwara, we're talking about Niger, and so on. So we are together. It's not a question of tribe. It's not a question of religion. No. So, my purpose of calling this press conference, therefore, is for my choice to make known to all Nigerians. And sitting by me here is Julius, Mr. Julius Julius Okumakbeyi, one of my personal assistants. And you all know me. Edwin Clark. I'm now moving toward my 96 years of age. Yeah, I know you'll be strong enough. God will give you strength, a new strength of life, courage, wisdom, strength, for you to move along with me. So that when I'm at 96, you should count one more year to your age until it pleases the Almighty God to take me away. I have already drafted my speech, my short address, and I would like to call upon my assistant to read what I've written for you to see. Julius. Pressman, is it when he's sitting that you will hear it better? Isn't it? Yes. Okay, go on. Read it out.
Thank you. Peter Obi, my choice for the 2023 presidential election by Chief Dr. Edwin Clark, OFR, On my directive, the national leadership of the Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, met with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Peter Obi Yenengwa, Bayelsa State on Friday, 23 December 2022. The PANDEF delegation comprised the National Chairman, Senator Emmanuel Ibokesien, Secretary, Board of Trustees, Ambassador Godnose, other members of the National Executive Committee, and selected delegates from the 6 states of the South-South. I have since been fully briefed on the successful outcome of the interaction held at that occasion. Amongst other things, I have taken note of the following observations which came out of the meeting. 1. That PANDEF presented the expectation and demands of the peoples of the Niger Delta, comprising infrastructural development, devolution of power, resource control, effective and inclusive participation in the oil and gas sector, amongst other things, to the presidential candidates. 2. That the vision statement shared by His Excellency Peter Obi at the occasion, as it relates to making Nigeria more productive, using the rich resource endowment in every part of the country, curbing waste and fighting corruption, and creating jobs for our teeming youth through innovative initiative is very commendable. 3. That his restated commitment to restructuring and devolution of power will promote harmony, peaceful coexistence among the state and constituent parts of the country. 4. That his vision for more equity and justice as it pertains to the South-South region, which in the past 60 years has produced much of the revenue for the national economy, but has been neglected with little impact in terms of infrastructure and social development, is convincing and commendable. 5. Peter Obi's commitment to environmental justice to the cleanup of the Niger Delta polluted communities is most welcome, given that even the ongoing Ogoni cleanup has been rather slow. 6. His commitment to inclusion of qualified persons from the Niger Delta in the national governance process in the future government, if elected into power, is very reassuring. 7. That His Excellency Peter Obi unwavering commitment to reactivation of our ports, development of blue economy and maritime sector, and investment in gas sector, developing of modular refineries are worthy of note. Arising from the above, and taking into account the following factors which I hold very dearly at my age of over 95 years, I restate as follows. 1. That Nigeria must remain a country where all citizens should be given free and unfettered opportunities for national service, even at the level of the highest office, being the presidency of our land. 2. That there should be class citizens in this country. All Nigeria must be treated equitable and fairly. 3. Nigeria must be a country where our citizens have the right to hold free, fair, and credible elections, devoid of big money and any form of intimidation, undue influence, and compromises. 4. The youth are the greatest beneficiary of Peter Obi presidential election victory because no previous government has thought of their interests. Nigeria is one of the most uneducated countries in the world. It is the world poverty capital after India. Peter Obi election will definitely take care of the presidency of Nigeria by rotation because Nigeria does not belong to one region, one religion, etc. 5. Those who aspire to rule Nigeria must have good education, transparency, and well-articulated vision for moving the country forward. 6. The decision of the leaders of Southern Nigeria Middle Belt Forum, which I also lead, that the northern part of the country is represented by President Muhammadu Buhari, which would have completed full 8 years after May 29, 2023, should yield power to candidates from the south for purpose of unity, equity, and fair play. 7. That the southeast geopolitical zone, which has not produced any elected president of this country since after the First Republic, and particularly during this Fourth Republic, should be given the opportunity to produce the next president of Nigeria, given that the zone has the capacity to present highly competent and qualified persons for the office. Then 8. That this will bring to practical expression the commitment of the General Yakubu Gowon-led federal military government of no victor, no vanquished, a dictum at the end of the Nigerian Civil War in 1970. This was where General Yakubu Gowon directed my former boss and military governor of the defunct Midwest State, Colonel S.O. Gbomundia, to canvass for reconciliation, reintegration, rehabilitation, and reconstruction of every section of the country, while I, as Commissioner for Education, was saddled with the responsibility for playing critical role in the implementation of these policies. 9. And that given his sound educational background, distinguished antecedents in professional life, and track records as one of the most outstanding governors this country has ever produced during his tenure in Anambra State and his vision for the country, and the Niger Delta in particular, His Excellency Peter Obi is eminently qualified to lead this country as president. Taking all these factors into consideration and putting His Excellency Peter Obi side by side with all other candidates being presented by other political parties, I am convinced beyond doubt that our country, Nigeria, has a great opportunity to elect a phenomenal team, the candidate of the Labour Party and his deputy, Senator Dati Baba Ahmed, as president and vice president respectively. I formally hereby announce that I will therefore personally vote for His Excellency Peter Obi and his vice presidential candidate on election day 25th February 2023 as president and vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I have also requested the leadership of PANDEF as a democratic institution and all other socio-cultural, socio-political bodies which are held to consult with their members at the levels of the states, local government, and diaspora to take further steps in supporting my choice of His Excellency Peter Obi. I also call on all meaning Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic, religious, and even political backgrounds, to vote for His Excellency Peter Obi without hesitation, as is our best hope of a new Nigeria of peace, stability, and progress. Thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, repeat. I wanted to repeat it. I don't want to say this or say that. Whatever I've written here is my own. That is my choice and no more. People who are suffering in this country today are the youths, the young school children. They have no place to go to. They move around as if they belong to a special class. These children should come out, go to your homes, go to your villages. There you belong to. Go and educate your people. Go and tell them what to do before coming to the township. People now want to kick you away, don't want you to go anywhere. They want to use you. Don't allow anybody to bribe you. You want a transparent president. A president who is strong. A president who is educated. A president who is humble. A president who has every leadership quality that we want. We don't want a president we have to beg to sit down to find out whether he will fall, or whether he can stand or he can fall. He will fall. We want a president who should not be acting his age. A president who should be selling his age from time to time. We don't want a president who will be swearing year to year how old he is, how young he is. Please, I do not want this press conference to take a lot from me. But you, the pressmen, you have a way of doing these things. You may be meeting other people, what they say about MTOB, Peter Obi. That's what I want you to ask me. Do you have any doubt about him? Please, carry on.
Did you look at the political relevance, the political structures of Obi before taking this decision? Because beyond endorsement, the ability of the candidate to win election has to be called to question.
Are you God?
Yes.
Are you God?
Are you God? He don't answer the yes.
No, he didn't hear very well.
Leave that to God, my son.
You are not a God.
Nothing is impossible with God. You'll be surprised tomorrow that Obi is now the president of Nigeria. Yes, any other one? Yes.
Daddy, with the question from Victor C. addresses. With your speech and your explanation, Daddy, you are well detailed. So we are okay with that for our story for today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, let me make one point. Let me make one point, and that is the President General of Aare Afe, Ambassador Obiozo, passed on last Friday, and that was the time I was to make my speech. And being a fellow man, I thought it would be unwise to do it. And that's why it has been postponed. Otherwise, I could have made my own before any other person. Because I don't want anybody to go with the impression that because so said so, that's why Chief Clark wanted to do that. I have been a politician. And I do not regard myself as somebody who should be telling us what to do and not what to do. Perhaps yesterday, or 2 days ago, or yesterday, you've been told that a former president of this country has adopted the candidature of Obi. But last week Friday also, the same person went to Enugu and in order to commiserate with the Igbos about the death of their most elderly man, he said the candidate of Ohaneze, I'm sorry, the candidate of Fenifere, chosen by their Feniferes, by their leader, Ayo Adebayo, and their executive, and their members, is the one he is supporting. But 2 days ago, yesterday, he now said that it is Obi. So I've made up my mind all along. That's why I told you that we couldn't make it because of the passing on of the President General of Ohaneze. Any other, you have enough?
We have stuff.
Are you sure?
Very, very.
Don't say I gag you. Thank you very much.
Because that's what you need. People are suffering in this country and we want to end the suffering. So listen to me. Listen to me. I am Dati Babalola has said we will unite and
Having watched the video, what do you have to say about Chief Edwin Clark's endorsement of Peter Obi? Is he right by his words on the state of the nation, the assessment of other candidates, and his call on the youth to team out en masse to vote Mr. Peter Obi in as the next president of Nigeria? We want to hear your opinion. Do tell us in the comment section. Also like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more gist. See you soon.